In the quiet folds of Herzog, a quaint German town split by a river that carries whispers of its divided soul, a saga of brotherhood, betrayal, and ambition. Unfolded a tale so gripping it could only be destined for the bright, relentless glow of YouTube's stage. Imagine two brothers, Adolf and Rudolf Dassler. Born into the grit of a cobbler's life in 1898 and 1900, tethered by blood, but fated to forge empires that would rend their family and their town apart. Their story, the birth of Adidas and Puma, isn't just about shoes. It's a chess game spanning wars, secrets, and a feud so bitter it still scars the streets of their birthplace. Picture this: a town where glances fall, not to faces but to feet. Where the shoes you wear declare your side in a war started by two men who once shared a childhood bedroom. This is no mere corporate history. It's a drama of ambition, sabotage, and a sibling rivalry that outlasted even death, crafted to keep you hooked through every twist. The story rewinds to a frosty Herzog morning in 1903. Rudolf, or Rudy, as the neighbors called him, is 5. His cheeks stung red as he hauls a basket of freshly laundered clothes through the snow. Trailing him is Adolf, little Addy, barely 3, clutching his brother's coat, his boots too big and slipping on the icy path. Their mother's laundry business keeps the family from starvation, but their father's meager earnings at the local shoe factory paint a bleak future. Herzog's cobblestone streets hum with the clack of shoemaking, a craft that's the town's heartbeat. The brothers, known as the Laundry Boys, dart between homes, delivering linens, their laughter echoing against the gray stone walls. But childhood is fleeting. By 1914, World War I snatches them into its maw. Rudy, broad-shouldered and bold, and Addy, wiry and thoughtful, return hardened, their town a shadow of itself, its economy gutted, their mother's business in ruins. Addy, though, sees a spark in the gloom. It's always been the dreamer, sketching shoes in the margins of old newspapers, obsessed with athletics. At the time, shoes were clunky, one-size-fits-all affairs. Addy's vision is revolutionary. Spikes for runners, tailored for speed. With no money and a town stripped of resources, he transforms their mother's laundry shed into a workshop. Picture him scavenging battlefields, prying leather from discarded helmets, unraveling parachute cords for laces. Electricity's gone, so he rigs a bicycle to a leather trimmer, pedaled by a friend, its whir filling the shed with hope. Addy's shoes, rough but sturdy, catch on. Locals marvel at their grip, their lightness. Rudy, charismatic and restless, sees the potential and quits his clerk job to join his brother. In 1924, the Dassler brothers' sport shoe factory is born, a partnership that seems unstoppable. Addy's genius for design, Rudy's flair for sales. But beneath the surface, fault lines are already forming. The brothers' factory hums, outgrowing the shed for a proper facility by the late 1920s. Rudy's charm wins over sports clubs across Germany, his voice booming as he hands out free pairs to footballers, knowing they'll come back for more. Addy, meanwhile, toils in the workshop, tweaking designs, testing materials, his hands stained with dye. Football's rise fuels their growth, their boots gracing muddy pitches nationwide. Then, the 1930s dawn, and Hitler's shadow falls. The Nazis champion sports to stoke national pride, and the Dasslers' business booms. Both brothers join the Nazi party, Rudy loudly, Addy quietly. Whether out of conviction or survival, their allegiance is murky, but their factory thrives, churning out shoes for Hitler youth and athletes alike. The 1936 Berlin Olympics, televised to the world, is their golden ticket. Addy, risking Hitler's wrath, seeks out Jesse Owens, the African-American sprinter whose fame defies the Führer's propaganda. In the Olympic Village, Addy's eyes gleam as he hands Owens a pair of custom spikes. Owens, gracious, accepts. When he blazes to 4 gold medals, Dassler's shoes shine on screens worldwide. A triumph that infuriates Hitler but catapults the brothers to global renown. Yet success breeds strife, as the factory's bustle masks growing discord. Rudy, ever the showman, claims his sales make the business. Addy, the craftsman, insists his shoes are its soul. World War II erupts, and their factory shifts to war production boots and tank parts for the Wehrmacht. Addy, indispensable for manufacturing, stays. Rudy, drafted to the front, fumes. Living in the same house with their wives and children, tensions boil. One night, as Allied bombs scream overhead, the families huddle in the basement. Adi mutters, "The bastards are back." Rudy, paranoid, hears an insult aimed at him. The rift widens. From the front, Rudy sends letters accusing Adi of scheming to seize the company, demanding his wife represent him. Adi refuses. Rudy, enraged, reports Adi to the Nazis for hoarding leather, landing him in brief detention. After the war, dynastification trials ensnare both. Rudy, imprisoned for a year, suspects Adi tipped off the Americans. Freed, he testifies against Adi, who's probed for war profiteering. Both are cleared, but their bond is ash. In 1948, the breaking point arrives. After bitter negotiations, the brothers split their company. Adi, combining his nickname with Dassler, births Adidas. Rudy, first naming his firm Ruda, rebrands it Puma, evoking the sleek predator. The division isn't just corporate, it cleaves Herzog. The river becomes a battle line. Adidas on one bank, Puma on the other. Employees choose sides, technical staff with Adi, salespeople with Rudy. The town fractures, schools segregate by brand. Dating across the river is taboo. Gangs clash over shoes, and Herzog earns its grim nickname, the town of bent necks, as residents scan footwear to judge friend or foe. The mayor, neutral, wears one Adidas shoe, one Puma, a feudal gesture of unity. The brothers' feud fuels innovation. Adi's 3 white stripes painted on his shoe sides in 1949 become Adidas's iconic mark, distinguishing them from Puma's sleeker designs. The 1954 World Cup is a crucible. Rudy, cozy with Germany's coach, angles for Puma to outfit the team but balks at payment terms. Adi swoops in, equipping the squad with his adjustable cleat boots. In the rain-soaked final against unbeaten Hungary, Germany's players, sure-footed on the muddy pitch, stage a miraculous comeback, winning 3-2. Adidas becomes a national symbol, Adi a hero. Rudy seethes. At the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, Puma's shoe shipment mysteriously stalls at customs, while Adidas's sails through whispers of bribery swirl. Adi's son Horst and Rudy's son Armin inherit the feud, escalating it. In 1968, their bidding wars for athletes like Spiral, Bleeding Profits, a pact to avoid signing crumbles when Puma secures him for $125,000. Orchestrating a televised moment where he ties his laces, Puma's logo dominating screens. Brazil's World Cup win cements Puma's rise, and Horst's fury reignites the war. By the 1970s, Adi and Rudy, now elderly, remain estranged. Rudy dies of lung cancer. Adi skips his funeral. Adi follows years later, buried at the graveyard's opposite end. Their son's mismanagement, Horst's reckless spending. Armin's overreach drives both companies near bankruptcy by 1989. Adidas is saved by Robert Louis Dreyfus, who reinvents it with Predator boots, Yeezys, and stars like Beckham. Puma, under Johann Zetz, pivots to niche markets and fashion, partnering with Usain Bolt and Rihanna. By 2009, both are global giants, and a symbolic football match in Herzog, with mixed Adidas-Puma teams, declares the feud over. Yet, the river still divides the town, its people forever glancing at shoes, wondering what might have been had two brothers chosen love over hate.